All right. Hello, hello, hello. We are back for a volume 7 recap of the saga series. My name is Sandy. This is Joyla Coven. Thank you for joining. And if you remember what happened at the end of episode or book 6, volume 6, again, spoiler alert. I always say it way too late. Spoiler alert. But volume 6. Hazel finally rejoins and reunites with Marco and Alana. Oh, yeah, Alana's pregnant. Unfortunately, Marco's mom stays behind in the detention center prison. But a new person is on board the tree ship Petrichor. That was at the end of volume 6. So, what happens in volume 7? Well, Alana and Marco are considering telling Hazel about becoming a big sister. Isabel and Petrichor kind of start having like a really sweet, like heart to heart. Petrichor is really worried that Hazel might tell everyone that Petrichor is trans. And Isabella is just like very reassuring and basically just like really, really super supportive. I really like that moment a lot, even though they're not necessarily best friends. And even though they don't know each other very well, it's this really beautiful moment of like genuine connection and care. So I really like that moment a lot. Cut to Sophie and Gwendolyn. Sophie, aka, the young refugee that the Will rescued from human trafficking, decides that she also wants to be a freelancer, aka an assassin, like aka a bounty hunter. Like what? And Alana, Marco, and the fam are trying to get off this comet Fang, aka where Sophie is from. But they kind of get a little bit sidetracked, and somehow they take in a whole family of gopher looking animals on this comet that they're on. Hazel and Isabel, her ghost babysitter, get into a fight. Isabel decides to work, recon and try to figure out what's going on the planet. She's a ghost, so it's not like she can get blown up by booby traps or anything. Except she runs into the March, who is another freelancer bounty hunter, but like a Siamese twin with like 2 heads. And they somehow kill Isabel because she doesn't give up the location of the family. And like, it was such a sad moment. Like, she's become a huge part of this family and she didn't get to say goodbye or anything. And like her last encounter with Hazel, like they got into a fight and Hazel was mad. And like that's such like a really bittersweet like death, I felt like. And like she's a ghost, she's already dead. Like how could she die again? Like that. And then it's like her love for Hazel and her love for this family is that deep, even though they're not related and they've only gotten to know each other throughout this story of her being tied to Hazel and babysitting her and taking care of her in exchange for being able to leave that planet. So it's really such a sad moment and such a like a goodbye that is unsatisfying, right? Like because there's no like closure. I thought that was really sad. Um, and at the same time, there's this really, really sweet, cute moment with Hazel and Curdy. Curdy is one of the gopher kids that end up joining the fam and end up kind of being in the tree ship with them. And she shares her first kiss with Curdy. It's this really sweet, cute moment. Gwendolyn hands off a mysterious box, and it turns out it releases something that the Wings and the Horn governments have decided to mutually release into the world to kill everything on the Comet Fang. Like, the governments of both of these, you know, factions have decided to come together to murder everyone on the Comet Fang. And also, AKA the comet that the fam is on right now. Okay, so their lives are in immediate danger. And also, Robot Prince 4 gets really messed up and upset that he's not with his kids. He's like high from drugs, tries to take his life, tries to take Marco's life. Like, he's really in a bad space. And it's also really sad for him in that he's trying also so hard to keep his family together and what his idea of family is, even though he didn't have a good example, because King Robot is so mean. And yet, he's torn away from his family so much too. The Will, the assassin, asks Sophie if she wants to join him as a freelancer apprentice. But ultimately, Sophie and Lion Cat decide to stick with Gwendolyn, which has got to be so hard because the Will has given up everything for Sophie. His sidekick, Lion Cat, the love of his life, and, rescuing, this refugee. And yet, they're kind of all choosing their own decisions and it's not him. Like, how heartbreaking. Another freelancer, the March, aka Bounty Hunter, tracks down Hazel and is about to kill her. And Alana shows up and tries to stop them. And then Marco kills the March. And, they're all kind of scrambling because, their home planet, the Gopher family is made this heartbreaking decision of deciding to hang back and stay on their home planet, even though the home planet is about to get blown up, and decides to not join the rest of the family in their escape. The Will is taken captive by someone seeking revenge. The Will killed their lover, and now this person is blackmailing the Will to do whatever she wants. And at the very end of book 7, Alana realizes that she's lost her baby, that they can't feel the heartbeat. Like, there's so much death and loss and grief and like sadness in this book, in this one volume. Just the loss of grief of like this future of this family intact has really just kind of disappeared, right? This family with 2 kids, Hazel and this new baby, and also with Isabel, who's been there from the beginning, and, the Comet Fang, which is kind of the birthplace of Sophie. Just a lot of loss. And then with the Will, with Sophie choosing Gwendolyn and the Lion Cat also choosing Gwendolyn. Like, the amount of loss in this one volume is really heavy. So yeah, just a really bittersweet kind of ending to this volume, volume 7. I can't wait to see what's in volume 8. Are you joining me for volume 8? I've been Sandy. This has been volume 7 of the Saga series recap on Joy Like Kevin. Join me for volume 8 when we cover the next volume. I'll see you in a bit. Bye.